Welcome, everyone. It's great to see you here. I call to order this meeting of the Town of Poughkeepsie Town Board, our reorganization meeting for January 7th, 2026, and we'll begin with a salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, for the new board members, the first time I sat in this seat, I was very nervous, and Felicia helped me out a lot. But we do roll call next, and each person identifies themselves and their ward. So, Mr. Reuter?
Good evening, Bill Reuter, First Ward.
Hello, Barbara Laird, representing the Second Ward.
Shanta Tangaya, Ward 3.
Good evening, Emily Watson, Ward 4.
Good evening, Ryan Sharp, 5th Ward.
Ann Shershin, Sixth Ward.
Felicia Salvatore, Town Clerk.
Emily Svensson, Attorney to the Town.
Rebecca Edwards, Town Supervisor. So the first thing we have tonight is a public hearing. And when we have that, we do the public hearing first and take public comment from people. And then we will move into the regular agenda and we'll open the floor for people to speak up to 3 minutes for items that are on tonight's agenda. And then at the end, 3 minutes for anyone who wants to speak to us about any issue at all. But I think we should begin with the public hearing. Also, I would say that the way we usually do our agenda is having each of the 7 board members introduce so it's not all just one person speaking and everybody gets to play a role. If any new board members, when it gets to be resolution number 3 or resolution number 4, if you want to jump in, feel free. If you want to pass for tonight, that's okay. We do not have to read resolutions in their entirety. We just need to summarize the basic facts. Everyone who's in the audience who's on Zoom got their Zoom link from the agenda, and anyone in the audience who needs an agenda, they are on the table right outside the door if you need an agenda. So without further ado, Mr. Reuter, do you want to open the public hearing?
Sure, we'd like to make motion to open public hearing to introduce an issue at 6 Conifer Court.
Second? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? But the motion carries 7-0, so the public hearing is open on the issue of whether or not the special use permit for the short-term, unhosted short-term rental at 6 Conifer Court, whether the zoning department's decision to revoke the short-term rental permit should be upheld. Is there anyone here who would like to speak on that issue? Yes, if you'd like to begin, and then I'll get the folks in the back. If you can come forward and tell us what your name is. No one's required to identify their name and which ward they live in or their address, but you're welcome to do so.
My name is Don Sawicki. I'm a resident in the area of 6 Conifer Court. We regularly see the goings-on. Our main objection is that with it being unhosted, the owner or whoever is supposed to be maintaining it really doesn't know what's going on. We've had instances where there's 25 cars that come in. There was a weekend where 25 cars came in one day. They seemed to be dropping off teenage girls, which stayed over one night. Had to be about 15 or 20 of them stayed overnight. And then following day, they all got picked up. Next day, another whole group of cars came in and dropped off girls again. It's kind of unnerving when you see that many cars rolling in, double parking in the cul-de-sac and having a mass, drop off and get out. Garbage has been left in the driveway. Garbage cans often do not get put out to the street, and when they do, they get left all week long. They're currently out right now. Garbage was picked up Monday morning. Whoever put the garbage cans out this last time put them out backwards. Somehow the garbage truck managed to still dump the cans, luckily. I don't know what else I can say. The town revoked the permit on December 11th, but yet it has still been rented pretty much continuously. Group comes out in, they're there for 2 or 3 days, they leave, another group comes in for another 2 or 3 days, and very often they're parking in the cul-de-sac with the snow removal, trying to maneuver around them. Double parked in the cul-de-sac, actually. Pictures have been taken and sent to the zoning board, and it's just not a good neighborly thing. That's all.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it. Someone else is here who would like to speak to this? Yes, welcome, come on forward.
Hi, I'm Trustee Schoonmaker. I'm the local contact for John Albuto for his 6 Conifer Court short-term rental. We're working diligently to resolve any issues, and anytime there's something that's addressed, I run out there as fast as I can to resolve it. The garbage can situation, I'm going out there tomorrow to bring it in. I just didn't have the time today to run out there. But yeah, anytime there's an issue, like I run out there and I try to resolve it as fast as possible. I know he is also working with his contact for Airbnb and keeping them up to date with everything that's going on locally. And there's situations where I'll just drive out and just, make sure that there's no garbage for some reason. Sometimes it gets overlooked, just because I have a busy schedule and sometimes just doesn't align when the guests leave. He immediately does have like a cleaning person that'll come by and, clean up as fast as they can as well, the minute like the guests leave. But yeah, if there's obviously any issues moving forward, feel free to contact me. You guys have my email and everything and my phone number, so we can definitely address that situation and have it handled ASAP.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else here who would like to speak on this, in this public hearing? Is there anyone in the room or also any,
Just like to interject, she was saying that she's going out there tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday.
Okay.
It was picked up Monday morning.
okay,
It's a nice neighborhood. Everybody would like to keep it that way.
Great.
There are houses where neighbors, contact each other. I'm not gonna be back, Monday, can you bring my cans in? Not a problem. Somebody will do it for somebody.
okay. Let me see if there's other folks who would like to speak as well. Anybody online, anybody here who would like to speak? The board also has a report from our zoning administrator. Anyone else? Okay, seeing none then, I would move to close the public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries 7-0. All right, and then, Mr. Ruder, would you like to just read the resolution for us?
I will read and summarize at the same time.
Summarize.
Best to- So this is a resolution regarding Mr. John Albuto, Enterprises LLC. A special use permit was issued for 6 Conifer Court for a 4-bedroom unit in 2025 by the zoning department. Permit renewal application came in, and the owner certified that there were no changes, and in fact, according to our zoning department, upon inspection, determined that there was in fact a change. There was 5 bedrooms rather than 4 bedrooms. So our zoning administrator revoked the short-term rental permit due to the inspection revealing 5 bedrooms. There was a local contact and did request an appeal hearing in 1 day inside of the 20 required days. This in fact serves as the appeal forum. A legal notice of said hearing posted on December 18th, published in Poughkeepsie Journal, December 23rd, and legal notice was mailed on December 18th, and notification from the legal department was mailed to the owner January 2nd, 2026. Therefore, leading us to the public hearing today in Town Hall, and requesting that the town board make a decision after input from the public on whether to reverse or uphold the permit revocation. So moved.
Okay, second, and that puts the item on the agenda. Did you want to say anything?
If I may, I just wanted to just clarify what the status is here. So this short-term rental permit was revoked by the zoning administrator because of a statement on the application that was not accurate. When a permit is revoked, then that applicant cannot reapply for another year. So the question before you tonight is whether to uphold that revocation or to reverse the revocation. If you uphold it, it would mean that they would not be able to reapply until a year passes.
Okay. And,
But if we reverse it, they can continue.
If you reverse it, then they can reapply for
Anytime.
renewal, and then that decision would be made.
Okay.
But the first decision is just whether to uphold the
Okay.
revocation.
so a couple of other facts here. The septic on this property is only rated to 4 bedrooms, I believe. And the property on 2 different occasions at least, has advertised at 5-bedroom when it was approved for 4 bedrooms. So we have a repeated pattern here of, advertising for more bedrooms than the town had approved, and also more than the septic that is rated to handle. In addition, after the revocation, as the zoning administrator noted, we have evidence that after the revocation letter was sent on December 11th, we have evidence that rentals have continued through the end of December. The property owner has been ticketed as of January 2nd for renting without a permit because the permit had been revoked, so that ticket has gone out. I personally think that the zoning enforcement officer's revocation should be upheld. But I'm interested in what other people would like to, how other people might want to weigh in.
Sure, so my only, it's unclear, but it really doesn't matter because I feel it's important that if you're applying, you need to be truthful in your application, right? That's number one. And we're talking about here hosting the public. So whether you're doing structures for events, whether you're doing, apartments to rent, hotels, you have to work through the appropriate permits. And you have to, and there's a reason for that. There's safety and a lot of different issues. So I'm assuming, I agree with Supervisor that our inspectors know. It's not clear if it was inspected the first time. I assume it was, because there's a CO in the building for 4 bedrooms. So that's the approval of the use of that building. Whether it's 70 square feet, it has its own heat, it looks like it has a window, I'm sure there's a bedroom door that would constitute it as a bedroom, I think is important, but it seems like there was a change from 4 bedrooms to 5 bedrooms somehow. And it happened in the last year, and any type of construction like that, especially when you're dealing with the public, needs to be approved by the building department. So I would vote to uphold the zoning administrator's recommendation.
Anyone else want to weigh in?
I just wanted to note that it looks like the owner has come
Yeah.
on after we closed the public hearing. He has his hand raised on
He's
Zoom.
here? Okay.
He was not during the public hearing that I could see, so I don't know
Should
what you
we-
want to do.
I would like to ask, I will make a motion to reopen the public hearing,
Second.
so that those persons who are here who might want to speak, get a chance to do so.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
All right, so, the motion passed 7-0, so anyone else who does want to speak is welcome to do so. Welcome. Mr. Abudo?
Welcome, Mr. Brewer.
Yes, Johnny Buddha, I'm owner. Basically, we sent the update to Mr. Bruce Flower about the bedroom and take all the net. And also we paid it. And then we didn't actually make any construction inside the house. The floor plan was not accurate. That's why we modified that and the modified plan to Mr. Bruce. So that was, and then we convert 1 bedroom to office. So now it's 4 bedroom. So
So-
everything is been taken care of it.
So on the last time that there was a fire inspection, it was 5 bedrooms, and it was also advertised at 5 bedrooms.
But
Correct.
original was 4 bedroom, but it actually has the recreational room that they put that as a 5th bedroom, but it's a recreation room. So we convert them downstairs as an office to make that to 4 bed, not 5 bedroom no more. It's office. So we all a picture, and we update the floor plan also accordingly, and send it to Mr. Bruce.
Could you tell me,
and
Mr.
then he
Abu,
approve it.
when did you send that information to Mr. Flowers?
Oh, yeah, last week. And then we sent it recently, 3 days ago, and the update. And I spoke with him also on the phone. It's fine. We sent it. So he take a look at it, the drawing, the floor plan. He said that everything was accurate now. And the downstairs bedroom we converted to an office. So now it's like a 4 plan.
So I have a quick question for you. Are you still advertising it as a 5-bedroom house, or did you change your advertisement on Airbnb to a 4-bedroom house?
4 is 4.
Well, it should not be advertised. It should not be advertised since a letter was sent, revoking.
No, we didn't
the
advertise it. We're
permit.
waiting for we disable the site, waiting for the actually,
But you have clearly
the decision
continued to
before
take rentals. The house has continued to be
yeah,
occupied.
we disable the site.
Yes, but
And
the
waiting
house
for the
has
decision.
continued to be occupied on multiple occasions. Short-term rentals have continued to take place on the property, correct?
Yeah, the people who actually make those, we didn't take application new guests. So those was already scheduled already. That's it, since January 1st, end of December.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
Mr. Albudo, this is, Bill Reuter. Couple more questions. When you first got approved for the permit, did you have 4 bedrooms or 5 bedrooms?
Was 4 bedroom, is like a 5th bedroom upstairs. It has a bed as a bathroom there too. So the original plan house, it said, so the physical address, 6 Conifer, but if you look at the 8 Conifer code, it said 5 bedroom. The actual house is 5 bedroom, but they're considered like the 5th bedroom because of the recreation room, basically.
So what
It's a
happened?
recreation room upstairs on the plan, original plan.
All right, so what happened to make it a 5th bedroom? And your advertisement to make it a 5th bedroom? Did you do construction? Did you?
No, we didn't do any construction. The house is still intact. Recreation room, they use that as the bedroom, the recreation room. It has a bathroom and it's a big space.
Right,
We just put a bed there. It's called recreation room, the bedroom. That's why we put 5 bedroom on the line.
okay, and
But
when
we didn't at
did you,
that time.
and when did you do that?
For the 5th bedroom,
Yes,
we didn't construct, was already there when I bought the house.
no, but,
We use the recreation room as a 5th bedroom. That make sense?
no,
Yes,
Because it's a big
no,
space.
but when did you put a bed in there to make it a 5th bedroom?
That was at the beginning,
The beginning? So
Yes.
so after your
because the
first,
floor plan was showing that, yeah.
so after your approval for your first permit and before your approval for your request for a second permit, for a permit, renewal, right? Somewhere in between. when you
Knew we
started to
changed
now.
it, convert that, yes.
Okay.
Yes, we convert that.
Thank you.
We took the ball as an office, we make the office. Now to make it total, now it's the office.
All right.
This is Barbara Laird, in Ward 2, and I thank you for getting on. Sorry you're a bit late. But when you said that you continued to rent the Airbnb because those rentals were already made, I just wanted to let you know that 2 days before my daughter's wedding, she had an Airbnb ready to go with 16 people in the wedding party, staying there overnight the day before the wedding. Her wedding was on Saturday. On Thursday, she found out that her reservation was canceled because of a problem with the septic. Now, if you were told that your permit was revoked, you should have contacted those people who had reservations through Airbnb, and you can get Airbnb to do it, and you should have said, I'm sorry, we have to take away your reservation because we have been shut down for the time being.
That's what I feel should have happened.
Yeah, we talked to the Airbnb. We just right away once I received the letter, the email from Chrissy, we disabled right away, and then I and that week was the reservation where we disabled it.
That
So
was
it
the
not-
that was the
we didn't take-
December
We didn't
11th
take no
letter.
reservation. We didn't take no reservation. Once I received a letter from Chrissy, I just disabled it.
But
We disabled the site.
So the site was disabled on December 12th after receiving the letter on December 11th, but rentals continued through the end of the year at least. So, okay. Anyone else? Thank you very much. Is there anyone else who wanted to speak, who didn't get a chance earlier? Okay,
I forgot we're still in the public meeting.
yeah. Sorry, we got into a
Gotta close
conversation.
it now again.
All right. I would move to close the public hearing again. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, the motion carries 7-0, so now we're back out of the public hearing and now we can discuss further.
I would like to add that, you know, we have listened over the last 2 years, since we've been on the board, well, I've been on the board. We've gone through multiple public hearings, listening to people in the community who are against special use permits, of Airbnbs in their neighborhood. But in those public hearings, we heard, what if this happens? What if our garbage is left out in the street? What if there's too many people parked on the street? And here we have a situation where there is garbage left in the driveway. Suppose, you know, I'm hearing from another constituent in Ward 4 or 5 that it's happening. So if it's happening and the person was incorrectly advertising their Airbnb, I think it's upon our reputation, because it's our job to watch over these short-term rentals, that we cannot allow him to reapply.
This year.
Not this year. Even though he supposedly sent an update to the building department, I feel it's too little too late.
Anyone else?
The renewal affidavit, I don't know if we would have gotten it here, but for the statement that there were no changes when the building department went out, they saw 5 bedrooms instead of 4. And I haven't heard an explanation of why that is yet. But I think, to what Councilwoman Laird indicated, we were balancing the need to help residents supplement their income with the health and safety and welfare of residents. And I think the process we have allow us to do our due diligence in terms of checking to see whether those who have the special use permits are complying with all the requirements. And I think it's unfortunate that not only did the renewal affidavit indicate that there were no changes, and then subsequently there were found to be changes, but that there continued to be rentals after the permit was revoked. I'm not in support of going back on that. I think if the changes have been made, as the gentleman said, then the town code would allow him to apply a year from now with the changes that he's made. But I don't think, based on what I've heard so far, that he should be allowed to renew at this point.
We did say in our original, whoops. We did say in our original resolution that, that use must be in harmony with the district and with the neighborhood, and that, and also that it was for 4 bedrooms. The house shall be limited to 4 bedrooms. That's pretty clear. So, that was the original intent. That was what the permit was offered for, and there were multiple reminders that 5 bedrooms were not okay, both through the fire inspection and through other things. So, is there anyone else who wanted to speak to this? Okay.
Just to double down on Councilman's Sharp's about signing an affidavit and declaring that there have been no changes. And in fact, there were changes, so that's difficult for me to get over. Yeah, so thank you, Brian.
So,
So before we take a vote, we should have a motion to fill in the reverse or uphold and the reason.
I think,
So-
that the town board, I would move that we put, upholds the permit revocation, for the reasons of non-compliance of the terms, laid out in the original permit. And we can be more specific if our attorney thinks we should be more specific.
Well, not,
Yeah, I think the specific, you could say that it, there was a false statement in the renewal application.
false statement and non-compliant to the relevant code,
Right.
And renewal
Okay.
application
and non-compliance to the.
and advertisement for more than, repeated advertisement for more than 4 bedrooms. For more than the 4 bedrooms permitted.
Do we need to also add that they continue to rent it after the period, in which they
After
were
revocation.
I'd
revoked
say non-compliance.
as a violation of?
Yeah, do
The
you think it's a little confusing because you're voting to uphold a revocation and then if you use reasons that happened after the revocation, it's a little funny, you know
It
what I'm
might
saying?
influence
So-
our thinking, but it's not specifically the reason.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, non-compliance with the terms of agreement, including false statement in a renewal application and repeated advertisement for more than the 4 bedrooms permitted. That's what I've got here. Does that work? Okay,
I think so.
all right.
If you could shoot me that later,
Are we
I can't
ready
write
to-
that fast.
I can pass it right down. Is there any further comment? We ready to vote? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
One abstention.
Okay. So, 6 to uphold the permit revocation, and 1 to, you can pass that down to Felicia, and 1 abstention. And as I understand correctly, just to follow up, the property could be rented for a long term. We have a urgent need for housing around here, and if to find a long-term renter who settles into the property would be fine if the bedroom issue is resolved, because the property has a septic that's only rated for 4 bedrooms, and so the 5-bedroom issue has to be resolved before it can be rented. But other than that, the property should not be used as a short-term rental at all since the revocation, and an application could be received again next year. Right? Okay.
I have
All
a
right.
quick
Okay.
question.
All right. I'm afraid we need to move
Okay.
on, but we could touch base with you after the meeting. We could touch base with you through the zoning office, or you can reach my office directly if you would like.
There's an open hearing at the end. of
Okay, sure, I will
It's
do
a-
that. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so then we move on to our regular agenda. What we do next is, I move to suspend the rules for anyone from the public who wants to speak for up to 3 minutes on any item on tonight's agenda.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries 7-0, so the floor is open. We'll usually start with the folks who are in the room, and then we'll move to folks who are online who may want to speak on tonight's agenda items. Carl, welcome. You want to start?
Sure, I'll start it off. Carl Whitehead, I chair the town planning board, and I've now met the new folks on the board. But just want to remind them that, between, we have a full board now of 7 members plus 2 alternates. And between those 9 people, we have a representation from every member on the town board, and in every ward, from all 6 wards. And with a retirement last year, we wound up with, no one in the 4th ward, but then we approved someone from the 3rd ward. But then we had an alternate that dropped out as well, retired, and we backfilled that alternate with the 4th ward, Bob Simpson. And that was, since it was backfilled, he only has short term, so now he's up for reappointment. And he's been working well with the board and going to all the classes, filling in a lot, because there's always someone on vacation or something. And then the other one up, whose regular 7-year term is up, is Peter Finelli, and he just is a stalwart member of the board, and he's there for every meeting. So I appreciate you guys reappointing both of them tonight, if you can.
Thank you, and I appreciate all that the planning board does. You're here longer than we are sometimes. Sometimes a lot longer than we are, so thank you for all that you do. So,
Only about 20, 30 years of it.
Thank you, Carl.
that's great.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Anybody else in the room?
Yes, welcome.
I'm Paul Leahy. I'm from the Third Ward, Chair of the ZBA, and I appreciate that you're considering our alternate to be appointed as a full-time member of the ZBA. She's been very active as an alternate. She participates, and she does her homework, and I encourage you and I recommend that you appoint her. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thanks for all that the zoning ZBA does. You do a lot as well. Glad to have you both here tonight, and Linda as well. All right. Anyone else in the room who wanted to speak? Yes, Steve, welcome.
At least this time I didn't have to go first. So, Steve Oshkosh, Third Ward. One is actually on the public hearing, since it is on the agenda. There's, I think it's good that the board looked at it and followed through and followed their, the rules, but also just questioning, is there a mechanism to make sure that it is not continued to be rented out?
I would just say that there's already been a ticket issued, and there will be continued monitoring
some
and
type of
ticketing.
monitoring or something.
Yes, the zoning folks will continue to monitor.
Okay, and then my second thing is actually on the Poughkeepsie Day School possible purchase and that. Just personally, there's the traffic study there, now the Socorro. It seems that that this is going full speed ahead without all the information, and I am personally concerned, and again, the Citizens Financial Advisory Committee has expressed concern of moving too fast without the full information and planning, because this, again, we don't have the figures yet, but we all know it's going to be a very expensive proposition and affect, the taxpayers quite a bit. And, again, I will say again, 2.5 years ago, many members of the board voted against this for these very same reasons. The previous board was moving too fast, there wasn't enough information, and they were, going too fast on this. Now suddenly, this board seems to be repeating itself. So those are my concerns.
Thanks. Has CFAC meets next week, right, on the
Yes.
13th?
Yep.
Has CFAC met?
We had a discussion last night, actually, just to see what was going on, but we will be meeting.
But it wasn't a publicly noticed meeting?
No.
Okay.
Again, we're advisory committee, we don't have to publicly note, again, the open meeting laws since we're an advisory committee, don't really apply to us.
I would like to research that, because I feel that the board has taken that as a set of appointments, like with the Conservation Advisory Committee or the Climate Smart Task Force or others, and those are publicly noticed, so I would just want to clarify. Historical Commission and so forth. Either take minutes, publicly noticed, and either take minutes or have videos, so we should just clarify that.
Well, for my yearly training of open meeting laws and FOIL requests, from the New York State Committee, I forget what their official title is, advisory only committees, non-voting committees are not subject to open meeting laws.
Okay.
But you are subject to the resolution that created the committee, so I would suggest checking that.
Yeah.
I think we should all go back to the resolution
Yeah,
that
go
created
back
the
and check.
committee. Yep. I believe it specified that they needed to be open, so we'll find out. Okay? Thank you. All right. Anyone else here who would like to speak? Who's in the room? Yes. Did you want to speak again?
Just one more comment. I forgot to mention, I also appreciate the reappointment of our planning board attorney, Lisa Cobb. She's worked well with us for quite a number of years now, so.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. All right, is there anyone online who wants to speak? I believe, Doreen, welcome.
Thank you. So I have a comment about number 36 for the traffic study for the Poughkeepsie Day School. And, if this is just going to be a traffic study to check off the box, that would be disappointing. I'm hoping that, it says you're going to reuse 2022 data and add a growth factor, but I'm concerned about the peak hours. So it can't just be like peak morning and evening. I want to make sure that it's takes into account that there's school drop-offs and pickups in between. And, you know, Lords, there's an issue now. There's an awful lot of people, it seems, that pick up kids between like 1:45 and 2:15 or 2:30. And sometimes there's so much traffic waiting to get into there to pick kids up that the cars are waiting, they're facing oncoming traffic. So it's hard to get around there. So that should be taken into account. And again, the business hours between like the credit union and the town hall, and then any recreational activities. I don't know if there's going to be any games, anything on Saturdays on those fields, but that needs to be taken into account. An agenda item number 37 for Violet Estates. I'm not sure what that is about owing back payments, but just wanted to remind the board that this parcel had received sales tax, mortgage tax, and pilot exemptions from the IDA, and the board had supported those. They had a $3.3 million reduction to their 2023 assessment. They were supposed to give a donation, and I had talked about this to the previous supervisor and the current supervisor. They were going to give at least $25,000 for rec projects in Fairview. Unfortunately, it wasn't in writing, and that never happened. I was also at an IDA meeting where they talked about mechanics liens against the project. So I'm not sure what this is about the back payments, but I hope this is resolved in that they have to pay the full amount. And I've lost track of my time, but number 18 for the appointment to the water board.
You have 45 seconds, so.
Okay, well, somebody needs to resign first, because otherwise that means you have 4 people appointed and you're only allowed 3. I can give you details later if you'd like.
To the joint water board?
Yes. Well, can I say something
Sure.
over my 4 seconds? Okay,
I'm stepping down from the Joint Water Board, and the 3 appointees from the town will be Tom Colgan, Shanta Thangia, and Barb Laird.
right. So as long as somebody was resigning, because
Yep.
you were all 3 through December 31st, 2026.
Oh, okay. I thought that the term was through the end of this year, so I need to submit a formal resignation, so I will do that promptly.
Yeah, that
So
was
that-
January 3rd, 2024, agenda item number 14. Edwards, Laird, and Miller were appointed for 3-year terms ending December 31st, 2026. And then on January 17th, Miller resigned, and then at that same meeting, you appointed Tom Colgan also through December 31st, 2026.
Right. I don't want to get into the weeds too much, but as with many things with the joint water plant, it's a little bit opaque whether the length of the service, whether the length of the term is determined by the bylaws of the joint water plant or by the town, but I believe it's the bylaws of the joint water plant, which we worked very hard to locate and are updating, that determines the term, and I think that the term is 2 years. But let's go and check, and we need to bring what we're doing in alignment with what the joint water board is requiring. But in any case, if we were appointed to 3-year terms, then I will submit my resignation so that we have 3 folks on the board.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else online who wanted to speak? Okay, then, seeing none, I move that we return to regular session.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries 7-0. Okay, we're back into regular session. Okay, now we do the reorg. So,
Starting off with resolution 2A. Will I just do 2A and then Shanta will do 2B?
can be either way, however you folks want to do it. It's
Right.
to A, B, and C.
The town board, we would like to reappoint Vanderwater and Vanderwater LLP to serve as attorneys to the town pursuant to town law section 22B for 2026.
And Gordon and Svensson, right?
Yep, I was
Yes.
getting there.
Sorry.
In the coordination with Gordon and Svensson LLP, as directed by supervisor and town board at town hall and elsewhere at town board meetings, by telephone consultation, and otherwise, the rate is $220 per hour for attorneys, $150 per hour for paralegals, together with zoning, planning board, and other town pass-through funded services as requested at the rate of $245 per hour for attorneys and $150 per hour for paralegals. to represent the town in litigation and tax certiorari matters as separately assigned from time to time at $250 for attorneys and $150 per hour for paralegals. I'm assuming that last line is $245 per hour.
Yes.
Okay. So moved.
Second.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0, and thank you to everyone from Vanderwater and Gordon and Svensson who work incredibly hard on behalf of the town.
Resolution 172B of 2026, be it resolved that for 2026, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby find pursuant to Town Procurement Policy, Article 4A, that is in the best interest of the town to appoint the law office of Lisa M. Cobb pursuant to Section 22B for 2026 to serve as the attorney for the town without soliciting of alternate proposals, and thus appointed to provide services for zoning board of appeals, planning board, and town pass-through fund services at rate of $245 per hour for attorneys and $150 per hour for paralegals, together with zoning, planning board, and town general non-pass-through matters, and general zoning legal advice at $220 per hour for attorneys and $115 per hour for paralegals litigated matters at rate $245 per hour for attorneys at $150 per hour for paralegals, and code drafting work at the rate of $175 per hour for attorneys. So,
Second.
Okay, so moved and seconded. I just want to make clear that I understand this, and I think I do, which is that word pass-through funded services applies to everything. The rate for pass-through services for zoning board of appeals, planning board, and town. Anything that this firm does that's passed through for developers and others who are bringing business before the boards is at those rates. And then down below, it's just a kind of a grammar issue, right?
It is a little
Zoning,
strange,
planning
Lord.
board, and any other town business that is not paid through, passed through, that is paid for by the town itself for any of those purposes, is paid at the lower rate, right?
That's how it's spelled.
Okay, good. I'm just making sure, because I have to sign off on the
Thank
bills.
you.
Okay, that's good, all right. Any questions? All right, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution passes 7-0, and thank you to Lisa Cobb and her firm for all their work. And
All right.
maybe next?
All right, so be it resolved that for 2026, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby find pursuant to the Town Procurement Policy, Article 4A, that it is in the best interest of the town to appoint Paul Ackerman and James McElhenney pursuant to the Section 22B of the town law to act as attorneys for the town without solicitation of alternate proposals, and does appoint them to provide services for code enforcement, advice, and litigation in the town of Poughkeepsie Town Courts, and elsewise regarding zoning, noise control, animal control, building code control and violations, parking violations, and vehicle and traffic enforcement at the rate of $165 per hour, with any surplus reverting to the general fund at the end of the year 2026. Be it further resolved that the town board makes the same findings as to Carrie Yamashita, and does hereby appoint her as attorney for the town to provide the above services to the town on the same terms as the above appointed attorney when they are unable to serve.
And then at the end, you say, so moved.
So moved.
So
I
moved,
said-
all
you
right.
said
Yep.
yes.
Oh,
When you read the resolution at the end, you say.
So moved.
all right. Woo, second, all right, awesome. Any questions?
Same as last year.
They've
Same
been
as
doing,
last year.
yeah, same, they've been
Same-
doing a
same
great
stuff.
job, so we keep going, all right?
Yeah, just a question, has Kerry been in at
She
times,
has
or-
sometimes, yep, they have
times,
you
yeah,
as
She's
the
been in?
alternate,
Yeah, 'cause
when
they're-
they've
They're all
needed.
very good attorneys.
Yep, they've all done a great
Yeah,
job,
very good.
so. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0 with thanks for their work.
All right. Resolution 3, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby reappoint Minal Patel to the position of Controller for the Town of Poughkeepsie for the period of January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026 at the salary set forth in the annual budget, and that this resolution shall take effect immediately. So moved.
Second.
All right. There's no one who's here longer at night often than Minal. She works incredibly hard, and she's very, very good at what she does, so thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0.
Be resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve and adopt the non-union salary schedule for the year 2026, a copy of which is attached hereto and incorporated herein. So moved. Second.
Okay, any discussion? This is as adopted in the budget. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The resolution carries 7-0. Oh, I'm next.
Yep.
Sorry. Be it resolved that the town board does hereby appoint the following individuals as the emergency chain of command for the year 2026, to wit, Rebecca Edwards, second, Ann Shershin, and third, Barbara Laird. So moved.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0.
Be resolved, Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint the following individuals as emergency interim successors for the year 2026, as requested by the Dutchess County Department of Emergency Response. Does hereby specify their rank and order of succession as listed as follows: Ann Shershin, Barb Laird, Brian Sharp. And be it further resolved, the supervisor is hereby authorized, empowered, and directed to execute the emergency interim successor designation form and return it to the DC Department of Emergency Response. So moved.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion?
I'm hoping that's Dutchess County, not District of Columbia.
That is Dutchess County.
Yes.
That is Dutchess County. I don't think DC, I don't think the District of Columbia needs to know.
We're not
So,
going federal
no,
yet.
absolutely. Nope. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0.
Be it resolved, number 7, the town board does hereby appoint Rebecca Edwards or her designee as the delegate to Association of Towns. And the town hereby authorizes and approves the attendance of all elected and non-elected officials with prior town board approval to the annual meeting of the Association of Towns. So moved.
Second. So that meeting is always held on President's Day weekend. It's a full day of meetings on Monday, and then a meeting on Tuesday morning. Part of the conference on Tuesday morning is whether the New York Association of Towns wants to take positions on particular bills that may come before the state legislature. I am not sure I can be there that Tuesday morning, so it says her designee. So if there is another board member who does want to be part of that meeting and could be there that Tuesday morning, Bill and I just talked about the training. Some of the trainings that New York AOT does may be more valuable than the conference, but I'm gonna try to go to the conference at least from Monday, but I may not be able to stay. So anyway, anybody who would like to go, it's always held in New York City, which kind of amuses me because the towns are very proud not to be New York City, and then every year they go and meet in Times Square, every year. So, but in any case, that's what we do, and everyone's welcome to come. It's a good place to talk face-to-face with people from all the different state agencies, to attend workshops, to learn about different issues, legal, otherwise. And then there's also for new board members, the trainings. But if there is any board member who might like to be our official delegate and vote on those resolutions, let me know, because I may not be able to stay.
Yeah, at this point, I plan to attend, and
Okay.
if you'd like me to, I would, but it depends on how you.
Let's just,
So
we can leave it open and see how it goes. I'd be happy to have you serve, so.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0.
Resolution 8 of 2026, be it resolved that Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Felicia Salvatore as Registrar for the Town of Poughkeepsie for the period of January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2028 at a stipend which is included in the town clerk's annual budget. So it moved.
Second.
Second.
All right. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The resolution passes, the resolution passes 7-0. No, you can't say no, Felicia. Thank you for all that you do, because the registrar's work includes weekends, people seeking death certificates at all times of day and night and things like that, and appreciate it.
Getting much rougher.
Appreciate it very, very much, all that you do. All right, resolution 9,
All right, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby confirm the appointments of Jessica
Zuluaga.
Zuluaga as the deputy registrar and Melissa Lawson as the sub-registrar for the town of Poughkeepsie for the period of January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2028, at the stipend which is included in the town clerk's annual budget. So moved.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The resolution carries 7-0.
Resolution 10, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby reappoint to the Records Management Advisory Board Felicia Salvatore for a 3-year term which expires on December 31st, 2028. Melissa Lawson for a 2-year term which expires on December 31st, 2027. Rebecca Centorani for a 4-year term which expires on 12/31/2029. Kristen Taylor for a 3-year term which expires on 12/31/2028. And Rachel Peter for a 4-year term which expires on 12/31/2029. So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0.
They might be opposed, but I really appreciate all the work they do.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. I mean,
Right, be it resolved, the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby reappoint John Pinna as town historian for a period of January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2027. So moved.
Second.
Yeah, I just want to say John's in the audience today, so
Hi, John.
appreciate you coming, John.
A lot's going to be happening over the next year with the Rev 250 events. There's a lecture series and a lot of things this town is planning. So very glad to have you at the helm for that.
Thanks for your hard work, John.
Thanks, John.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The resolution carries 7-0. Resolution 12, be it resolved that the town board does hereby appoint Scott Cleveland and Joseph Kulaga to the Plumbing Board of Examiners Commission for a term January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2028. And be it further resolved that we appoint Bruce Flower to the Plumbing Board of Examiners Commission for a term from January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2028. So moved.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0.
Okay, 13, be resolved, town board, town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint individuals to the approved town electrical inspectors list, Annex here 2, as in Exhibit A, for terms ending December 31st, 2026. So moved.
Second. Okay. And I thank Bruce for the work that he's done to make sure that we've got this list to cover everyone.
I've worked with some of these inspectors and very well thought out, acceptable list of people, so
Okay, good.
very good.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm not sure I heard a second.
Whoop. Was there a second? I'll be glad to second.
Thank you.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The resolution carries 7-0.
Resolution 14, the town board does hereby appoint Linda Montanino to the position of the town board zoning board of appeals, and that appointment is effective from January 1st, 2026, and it expires December 31st, 2032. Congratulations. Oh, so moved.
Second.
All those,
All right.
Linda's-
Thank you very
Linda's
much to Linda
fantastic.
for her willingness to serve
Very
and this position and for everything the ZBA does. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0.
I actually have an oath for you too, Linda, if you don't go too far.
Resolution 14 of 2026, be it resolved that the town board, what is that?
15. Did I go too
Did
far?
I jump?
I just did that one, so you're on 15.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. No problem.
Good.
Can I just say something before he starts? There's a friendly amendment to this resolution.
Oh.
The last date is 20332. It's supposed to be 2032.
Oh, I think that got corrected on my sheet.
Oh, it did?
Yep,
Oh.
it got, the second 3 got struck.
Yep.
So it says 2032.
Yeah. Guess I did it
Nobody
wrong.
needs to serve until the year 20,332, right? That's an excessive.
Okay, sorry
term,
about that,
so.
Shantha, go ahead.
Resolution 15 of 2026, be it resolved that town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby reappoint Peter Finale to planning board of town of Poughkeepsie, which term is effective January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2032. Be it further resolved that the town board of town of Poughkeepsie does hereby reappoint Robert Simpson as an alternate to Planning Board of Town of Poughkeepsie, which term is effective January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2032. So moved.
Second, okay. Ryan seconded that. Okay, this is terrific. As Carl said, we have a full and active planning board. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0. Okay.
All right, resolution 16, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby reappoint Bill Reuter and Ann Shershin as marriage officers for the years 2026 and 2027 pursuant to the New York State Domestic Relations Law 11C, marriage officers, chapter 49 of the laws of 1988, whereby said marriage officers will have the authority to solemnize marriages. So moved.
Second. And we only get 2 marriage officers, right? Which is too bad, because
I don't know
I think
why.
it must be one of the most fun parts of the job, but I haven't had a chance to do it yet. Yeah.
I
No,
used
they're
to
all
do
fun.
it.
Yeah.
I got very busy.
I know, it can be busy.
It's one of the
but-
best things that I think you could do.
It was very-
Great time.
Thank you both for serving and for doing that. It is fun to
It is.
see people come in.
About how many do you guys do a year?
I think last year I did 5 or 6. I don't know how many you had in, but
I think I was busier because I would do the license and then I was right there, so
Couple of
it was
those.
just, I don't know, there's less
Yeah.
people getting married now too, just so you know.
yeah,
Well, they're getting married in other ways too,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, things have changed.
yeah.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Resolution carries 7-0 with thanks to Bill and Ann for that work.
All right, resolution 17, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Rebecca Edwards and Bill Rauter to the Tri-Municipal Sewer Commission for the years 2026 and 2027. Be it further resolved that the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Andy Learn as an alternate member of the Tri-Municipal Sewer Commission for the years 2026 and 2027. So moved.
Second.
I just want to say, first of all, thank you to Jay Baisley, who had served on the Tri-Muni Board for a long time, and who has stepped down and said that he's moving on to other things. So he brought a lot of experience and dedication to that job, and I appreciate his work. And also, I appreciate Andy Learn being able to step up. We're dealing with some, as Mr. Ruda will tell you, some complicated engineering issues down there right now, and having Andy there for some of the meetings, I think, will be very helpful.
Right. I appreciate you too, Supervisor Edwards, coming on. We use all the assistance we can, and you and Andy will be wonderful assets. And it's very diverse here in the town, and it's wonderful because you can do marriages and sewer all within the same way.
And I believe Bill is lucky enough to have been elected as the chair of the Tri-Muni
That's what it
Commission
is, and
yesterday, so.
That makes it better,
yeah.
so.
Gonna be a great 2026 for ya.
Anybody would like to come to a Tri-Muni meeting, it's the second?
It's the second Thursdays usually.
Of the month, and they're open to the public, and you can really learn a lot what happens underground, so
Yeah.
please come by.
All right. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The resolution carries 7-0. Okay.
All right. Be resolved, the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Shania, oh my goodness. Shanta. Chachi. Do not take offense, it took me 2 years to learn my son-in-law's name, so yeah, I'll get there. To the Joint City and Town Water Board for a 3-year term which runs from January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2028. So moved.
Second.
All right. Thank you very much to Shanta for being willing to serve and to bring his background in water and sewer, which is much needed to this new job. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The resolution carries 7-0. Be it resolved, Resolution 19, that the town board hereby designates the following banks as the official banks of the town of Poughkeepsie for the period January 1st through December 31st, 2026, to wit, Webster Bank, Flagstar Bank, TD Bank, NICLAS, and Chase Bank. So moved.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0.
Be resolved, Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby declare and adopt the following official holidays for the year 2026 to wit, below. Would you like me to read them, or we're good?
I think we're good.
Okay. So moved.
All right, second. I just want to flag something for the board that we may need to discuss later in the year. I don't know I think to the large degree, the town follows federal holidays, And 2 new federal holidays were just declared the day before and after Christmas. Christmas Eve and what they call Boxing Day, the day after Christmas. So you can bet that there were town employees who called right away to ask whether the town was gonna be following the federal holiday changes. We have not done so. We may wanna revisit later this year and think about what we wanna do in light of that. Right offhand, I don't know if there are other federal holidays that we don't track in the town, but we may have to wrestle with the question of how much we want to follow the federal lead on that, so. But for right now, I think we should just put in place the holidays we've got, so.
Okay.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution carries, 7-0.
Resolution 21, the town board has determined a regular meeting of the board would be held on the first and third Wednesday of each month, and our workshop meeting would be held on the second Wednesday of each month for the year 2026, unless otherwise noted. The town board does hereby adopt the 2026 town board meeting schedule, a true copy of which is attached hereto and incorporated herein. And these meetings shall be at Town Hall, 1 over Rocker Road, and shall commence at 7 p.m. unless otherwise noted. So it looks like I just wanted to go look at the meeting schedule. Looks like we have workshops in January, February, March, and May. And then we would have a budget presentation workshop on September 16th. But we can always add workshops as needed, correct?
Or take away
That's
if you
right.
don't need them.
Or take
Yep.
something away. Okay, so
Right.
moved.
We may need to add additional workshop meetings, but let's sort of see how it goes, so, okay? All right, second, any discussion? All right, our first workshop meeting is next Wednesday, so we're gonna start the year with 3 in a row, this Wednesday, next Wednesday, and the following Wednesday, okay? All right, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0.
Resolution 22 of 2026, be it resolved that Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby adopt the annexed rule of the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie, a copy of which attached hereto and incorporated herein. So be it. So move it.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, and everybody should make sure we know the town rules, and make sure that I'm getting the order right at meetings, and let me know if I'm not, all right? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0.
Resolution 23, be it resolved, the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby declare and direct that the bonds for all the town officials be continued in the same manner as heretofore established with the same force and effect. So moved.
Second. All right, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0.
Resolution 24, whereas proposals were solicited for the Highway Department rental rates for the year 2026, now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve and adopt the Highway Department rental rates for the year 2026 per the recommendation of the Superintendent of Highways, true copies of which are on file in the Town Clerk's office for public inspection. So moved.
Second.
Okay, so we have our highway rental rates for the year. Any discussion?
I'd just like to comment on the highway department of the fine detailed work that they put together.
Yes.
And they put a package together, that's just wonderful.
They get everything
Lovely
in on time,
information.
so.
Great job.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The resolution carries 7-0.
Whereas bids were solicited for highway supplies for the year of 2026, and whereas the bids were received and open, now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby award the bids for highway supplies for the year 2026 per the recommendation of the Highway Superintendent as outlined in the documentation attached hereto and made a part of hereof. So moved.
Second. All right. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? All right, the resolution carries 7-0. Be it resolved that the town board does hereby authorize, adopt, and approve the execution of an agreement pursuant to section 284 of the New York State Highway Law to expend town highway funds in 2026 according to the terms and conditions set forth therein, a true copy of which is attached hereto and made a part hereof. So moved.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Resolution carries 7-0.
That was the document I had some of you sign earlier, just so you know what you were signing.
Okay.
That's it.
And now it's passed, so this is good. I think it goes back to Bill.
Resolution 27 as amended, be resolved, Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby adjust the holiday schedule for the Highway Department due to its leaf pickup commitments on Election Day and Veterans Day as follows. Election Day, November 3rd, 2026, changed to August 6th, 2026. Veterans Day, November 11th, 2026, changed to December 24th, 2026. Be it further resolved, Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby adjust the Highway Department's schedule for the summertime schedule changes for Juneteenth and Independence Day as follows. Juneteenth, June 19th, 2026, changed to June 18th, 2026, and Independence Day, July 3rd, 2026, changed to July 2nd, 2026. So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0.
Be it resolved, the town board does hereby continue the amount paid for business mileage reimbursement at the current IRS rate. So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution carries 7-0.
Resolution 29 of 2026, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby accept with regret the resignation of Daniel Jerry
O'Toole, yep.
O'Toole from the position as the network specialist for the Town of Poughkeepsie Police Department, effective January 9th, 2026. So moved.
Second. All right. Very sorry to have Jerry retire. I know he's ready to move on to new adventures, but he has been a great presence in the police department and always helpful in coming up and helping when we have emergencies at town hall as well. So
I'm really gonna miss him. He's pretty good.
he's a good guy.
Congratulations, Jerry. He actually worked with my husband in an IT position in the late 90s.
Wow.
And he met my little daughter when she was first born,
Wow.
you know. Now she's 28, so we've known
Wow.
Jerry a long time. Congratulations.
All right. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0.
Resolution 30. Look how
How
that worked
appropriate,
out.
yeah.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby accept with regret the resignation of Emily Watson from the Town of Poughkeepsie Conservation Advisory Commission effective December 8th, 2025. I had to step down from working at the CAC when I accepted this position here on the board, just as the way that works. So moved.
Second. All right. Thank you for your CAC work and welcome here. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The resolution carries 7-0.
Resolution 31, be it resolved that the town board finds that it would be in the best interest of the town and does hereby authorize the supervisor or her designee to execute the contract between the Town of Poughkeepsie and Millennium Strategies LLC to provide professional grant writing services without the solicitation of additional proposals pursuant to Town Procurement Policy Article 3C, which contract shall be in effect from January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026, and renewable from year to year as agreed by the parties in substantially the form as presented. So moved.
Second.
Okay, I think that there's a really nice list here of all the grants that we've applied for in the last, in the last couple of years, and they've done a really impressive job. In fact, this is mostly the 2025 list. They have worked really, really hard, and are continuing to do so. So, Sophia from Millennium is great to work with, and I think this is a relationship that's working. When I first came in as supervisor, I wondered whether this is something we should try to do in-house, but I'm persuaded that this way works better, so.
And Sophia's helped us with many grants, and she's very approachable.
Yeah.
She's, very friendly to give us reminders that we need letters of support, which we go out and get from our constituents, so, it's been working out great.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The resolution carries 7-0.
Whereas Emergency One currently provides employee drug screening, inoculations, COVID, PCR tests, and various other medical services to the town of Poughkeepsie. Now therefore be resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie, pursuant to the Town of Poughkeepsie Procurement Policy, Article 5A, does hereby authorize the supervisor to execute a contract with Emergency One to provide professional services to town employees through December 31st, 2026, in substantially form annexed and on additional insurance requirements acceptable to the town supervisor and the attorney to the town. The execution of said contract being a type 2 action requires no secret review. So moved.
Second.
All right. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The resolution carries 7-0. Okay, I'm gonna try to summarize 33 here. Whereas in 1980, the Dutchess County Legislature created the Dutchess County Self-Insured Workers' Compensation Plan, and provided for the rules and regulations of it, pursuant to Article 5 of the New York Workers' Compensation Law. And whereas Section 62 of that law provides the authority for any public corporation to elect to become a participant in the plan, and whereas the town board has determined that it would be in the best interest of the town to continue to be a participant in the plan, and this is a type 2 action that does not require any environmental review under SECRA. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board elects to participate starting on January 1st, 2026, and hereby ratifies the supervisor's execution of the participation agreement, and also resolves to authorize payment of the town of Poughkeepsie's share of annual fees and expenses from participating. And be it further resolved that the town clerk is hereby directed to file a certified copy of this resolution with the Director of Risk Management of the County of Dutchess. So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0.
34, be it resolved, Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize supervisor to execute an extension contract for social media and the development, operation, and maintenance of its website and other communication, public notice, and information services with Erica Bushnell at a rate of $2,200 a month to be paid on the first of each month for an average of 80 hours per month in substantially the form annexed for such work in form acceptable to the supervisor, personnel administrator, and the attorney to the town. And be it further resolved, the town board does hereby determine that execution of this extension contract, which will involve no physical development, is a type 2 action requiring no environmental review. So moved.
Second. All right. Appreciate all that Erica does in terms of communications for the town, website, getting the word out on Gov Delivery and things like that, working with Serena in my office. So it's been very helpful. Supervisors, e-newsletters and such. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0.
Resolution 35, the town board would like to extend the contract with Roger Connor, who oversees videotaping and broadcasting of meetings and additional programming at the same rate of pay, in substantially the form annexed, and video recordings is a type 2 action, not requiring any environmental review. The supervisor or her designee is authorized to execute an extension contract with Roger Connor on terms acceptable to the supervisor after consultation with the attorney to the town. So moved.
Second.
Right. Thank you to Roger for his work with all the meetings, including planning and zoning, as well as town board meetings, as well as some other special projects. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The resolution carries 7-0.
Resolution 36 of 2026, be it resolved that Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the supervisor to retain JMC Site Development Consultants, which has submitted a proposal to update their traffic engineering study per the attached proposal at a cost not to exceed $5,500 for the use of Poughkeepsie Day School property, it being in the best interest of the town not to solicit additional proposals. So moved.
Second. I'm wondering if we need to amend this in any way, because the Poughkeepsie Day School property is being subdivided, and this is different from, as Doreen said earlier, we need to do a full study because the proposed uses are different than they were in a prior plan. Police courts is coming to this building, town hall community center, is envisioned for that site if we move forward with it. But it's for the Gilkerson portion of that site, not for the Kenyon House. And I don't think we need to pay to do I don't think we are paying, but I want to recheck and make sure, that whatever traffic would be at Kenyon House, if, as I understand it, Poughkeepsie Day School intends to move into Kenyon House, that would continue to be their property. So I just need to think about, how that impacts, the traffic study.
Yeah, we only need to study the portion attributable to the town, so, I think that that's clear with the consultant, but if you wanna, edit the resolution just to clarify that, that's fine.
I think I'm gonna just do a friendly amendment, if that is okay, just to be clear, for the use of the Gilkerson Building and sports fields of the Poughkeepsie Day School, property. Just to be clear, it being in the best interest of the town. Does everybody accept that as a friendly resolution? Because those are the portions that we propose to purchase, if that goes forward. Okay. All right, any other discussion? Again, we are, doing due diligence, as CPL for the town has already started doing some due diligence to understand, what the condition of the building and what would need to be done to turn it into a town hall. And this is another piece of study that we need to do to understand. Okay? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The resolution carries 7-0.
Emily. Oh, it's my turn, sorry. Resolution 37, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the negotiation of an agreement on terms acceptable to the supervisor, water superintendent, town attorney, and town comptroller with the Violet Avenue Estates / Reynolds Assets Management relating to the recovering of back payments amounting to $35,591, and that the supervisor is authorized to execute said agreement. And be it further resolved, should the negotiations fail to come to any agreement, the town board authorizes the town attorney to file a notice of claim against Violet Avenue Estates / Reynolds Asset Management. So moved.
Second. Did you want to speak to this at all, or, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but.
Sure, essentially, this was a situation where, the town began billing for water, but, did not begin billing for sewer when it should have, and so the bills that were being sent did not include the sewer portion of the bill. And now that that's been, noticed, we are, seeking to recover those funds from the, customer.
This is part of a larger review that we're doing of water sewer billing, and I want to thank the comptroller, Menal Patel, who's been doing a lot of work to review all our water and sewer billing and make sure that we are squaring things away. And water and sewer department are also working on this as well, so. So in this case, not having sent out regular bills for the correct amount, the town's in a position now to try to negotiate with the recipient of those bills to get it right.
Yeah, we spoke with the owner and they, remind us they're not a huge company and are asking for a little time to repay, so.
Yeah, we're gonna see if we can work something out. Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The resolution carries 7-0. Okay, can I ask about order? Sorry to put you on the spot again, Emily, but can we do the special consents before, and the other items, and then go into executive session for Miracle Pettinelli last?
I think that's what we need to do.
Okay, so I suggest that we put, item 38 at the very end and do everything else first and then go into executive session so people don't have to wait for us. So then we would move on to the special consents, 39, Ryan?
Can I have a second on that motion?
Sure. Oh, sorry, I have to
That's okay.
move to change the agenda around, don't I? So moved.
Second.
Thanks.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. The motion carries 7-0 to rearrange the agenda. So the next we go to number 39, the special consents.
Sure, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby grant special consent to the following items to wit: authorize legal Poughkeepsie Day School, sequel lead agency, that upon the objection of any member of the town board, an item may be removed from the list and voted on separately. So moved.
Second. I always wonder about that second one, because we only have one thing to discuss, so.
We should take that off if
right,
it's
we
just
should
one.
take, right. So we really only have one, so the first thing we do for special consent, which is something that comes up at the last minute, is we vote on whether the board is willing to consider this item, because it came up at the last minute. And if so, then we then consider the item, so it's a two-part process. So this is the vote on, are people willing to consider this issue of declaring a lead agency for the Poughkeepsie Day School potential purchase? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0. Okay,
Okay.
now the resolution itself.
Absolutely. Whereas the town of Poughkeepsie is considering purchasing of a property from Poughkeepsie Day School to create a new town hall and recreation facility, and whereas pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act, an environmental review is necessary for the town to undertake the project, and whereas the town previously began an environmental review to assess the impacts of using the Poughkeepsie Day School site for the use of police courts facility, and the data from that study can be used to review the new project, whereas the Director of Municipal Development has prepared a full environmental assessment form, Part 1, for the project. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board accepts the FEAF Part 1 to commence the seeker review of the project. Be further resolved, the town board determines the project is an unlisted action under seeker, and that the town board declares its intent to be the lead agency for the environmental review of this project. And be further resolved, the town clerk, working with the Director of Municipal Development and the legal department, is directed to circulate a notice of said intent and a copy of the EAF and supporting documents to involve and interested agencies. So moved.
Second. Okay, so we need to, complete the secret review before we can bond for a project. So we need to do this for this and also for the police and courts facility, which is gonna be more complicated. What we're proposing to do at that portion, the Gilkerson portion of the Poughkeepsie Day School site, which we're gonna talk about much more next Wednesday, is pretty light, no new construction other than some rearrangement of space inside, and fixing a roof and things like that. But what we propose to do on this site for the police and courts is quite substantial and is gonna require a longer and more complicated secret process, so.
I just want to point out, this is a new, full environmental assessment form describing the new project that's only on a portion of the site and a different use of the buildings.
Yep.
So we're starting again, we may use some of the data, like the cultural resource survey and things that were already done.
Right.
So just a question, was the previous study completed?
It got as far as, being ready for a vote, but there never was a vote.
But the secret review was completed.
Well, the work was done, but the decision was never made.
Decision was never made, I see. Okay.
I believe all the documents from the prior project are in the December 14th, 2022 meeting, agenda items. If anybody wants to go and look, it's all there. And I have it if you want to take a look at it. So, okay, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution carries 7-0. Okay, then we just have a few, things. Thank you, everyone, for being willing to consider that and for carrying that forward to keep us moving along. Supervisors' appointments. I will just say that, I appreciate Ann Shershen's work as deputy supervisor, and she's gonna do that job again. And I'm very grateful to have her often in town hall helping out. I have actually had, another town board member, Shanta Thankya, has asked about, office hours in town hall, and I would like to invite any board members who would like to do that. If you would like to pick an afternoon to be in my office, I'm also gonna, reappoint Serena Vogel-Tuschler as my confidential secretary. She is going to Dutchess Community College, so there's some hours when she's not there, she's part-time. And it's great to always have extra hands, as, she and Trevor and I can all attest that some days get very busy. And, it's great to have some extra hands and to answer the phone, and just to kind of see how things work in town hall. So if anybody else does want to hold office hours, let me know and we'll set up a schedule. Probably don't all want to be there at once, but we can find some times when people can do that. But Ann's often there. Serena Vogel-Tuschler would be confidential secretary, and then the town board committees to start off the year. The finance committee, which will meet monthly, is Barbara Laird as chair, and Bill Reuter and Shanta Thangia. The budget committee, which will meet in the fall and specifically oversee the budget process, Ann Shershen will chair again, and Emily Watson. Personnel, Ann Shershen will work with me and Emily Watson on personnel, which means on an ad hoc basis when needed. And Ryan Sharp will be chairing again the Recreation Committee. And we're going to merge the Recreation and the Senior Services Committee this year because there seems to be some overlap in the meeting, in the topics of those. And it seems better since Nate Smith is leading both of those, and a lot of recreation stuff overlaps with Senior Center to wrap them together. So Ryan is going to be chairing that committee with Bill Reuter and Ann Shershen joining. We have several committees on which we still need to determine who the liaison will be as we get ourselves organized for the year, but Ann Shershen will continue to be the liaison to Historic Preservation and to the Plumbing Board, Barbara Laird to the Climate Smart Task Force, and Ryan Sharp and Ann Shershen to Hudson 7. So thank you all. That's in addition to the Tri-Muni and the Joint Water, which we already agreed on. So thank you very much to everyone who's going to serve this year.
And my deputy clerks stay the same, thankfully. Melissa Lawson is my number 2, and Jess Zuluaga, who got married this past year, is my main deputy.
That's great. Thank you all for all their work. All right, I think the last thing we do then is we need to discuss an executive session. And I don't think I brought a resolution with me. Do you have it?
Should we open the floor for anything at the moment first?
We should indeed. Thank you, Felicia. Oh, before we go into executive session, let me move to suspend the rules for anyone who may want to address the board on any issue for up to 3 minutes before we get to this last item. Anyone in the room who would like to address the board? Thank you. Come on forward. Welcome.
I want to thank you for my appointment as a full member on the Zoning Board of Appeals. I find it to be an interesting position, and I think it's important. And I just thank Paul for backing me and for having everyone's support. So I look forward to the next 5 years.
Yes. A 5-year appointment is pretty daunting, but thank you very much for all your good work.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Linda. Anyone else who's in the room who would like to speak on any item? Yes, John, welcome.
John Penn at the Town Historian. I want to just thank the board for their confidence and their support and their vote in reappointing me. It's been a love of my life, and I do enjoy the work. I just want to make one announcement about the lecture series. We are making a change for January 29th. Tony Musso, who was supposed to be the presenter, has a personal issue, so we're postponing his until the spring. And so what we're going to do is have Pete Funston do the American Revolution and the African Americans during that period. So he's going to be on the 29th at the Senior Center at 7 o'clock. So that's a change we're making. We're going to be sending all the information out. We're going to put together new flyers and so on.
Great.
So
we'll
that's
try to
all-
get that into all the town hall
Yep.
publicity as well.
So that's going to happen.
John, I just wanted to say thank you for all the work you do with the students and their extra projects, because that really brings it full circle that you're getting younger people excited about primary documents and historical research.
Thank you. And also, we were just talking last night on our commission about the poster contest, which we're going to be initiating with fourth graders in the town of Poughkeepsie in the elementary schools. So that we'll be getting that information out soon, where they're going to do posters, and then once they come in, we're going to display them all out here in the lobby. So that's going to be taking place very soon. But thank you again for all your support.
Great, thank you so much. Anyone else who's in the room who wanted to speak? Okay, let me turn to online. Doreen, welcome.
Thank you. I happen to have a copy of the bylaws for the Joint Water Board handy, and they do also say that they are 3-year terms. So
Okay.
just to clear that up.
Thank you, you
And-
saved us some research, we're in compliance, I just need to resign, so that's fine, I'll resign from that
Right.
position. And we'll put Shaka
Okay.
in.
And then the other thing is about the public hearing for Conifer Court. Many of you will remember that I am against unhosted Airbnb or short-term rentals in neighborhoods because it's too much like having a hotel. And one of the things that you didn't ask about or address, and I don't know, it just was a little troubling to me that a neighbor said that there were as many as 25 cars dropping off teenagers to that house. So I don't know what that was all about, but I do find that troubling, and that's the type of thing that I had concerns about. And yeah, you shouldn't have to put up with that in a neighborhood. So it's just unacceptable to me. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else who's online who wanted to speak? All right, seeing none, then I would move that we move to our next resolution. Be it resolved that the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie is hereby adjourned to executive session to consider discussions regarding current litigation. And be it further resolved that no action appropriating money will be taken during executive session. So moved.
Also, attorney-client privilege.
Oh, and matters subject to the attorney-client privilege, sorry, I needed to read to the bottom, as well. And be it further resolved that no action appropriating money will be taken during executive session. So moved.
So specifically number 38, which mentions the litigation, I just wanted to point that out, right?
Exactly. All right. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, the motion carries, the resolution carries 7-0. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night. Thanks for being here.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Oh, and I forgot to talk about- I'll bring it back next time.